Hello there. How are we doing? Happy Wednesday? Yes, it's Wednesday. Okay, I think Winston is tired. He got the zoomies just after I started up stream, but I think he is fine now. How are we doing? Hi, Bucket List. I'm not sure if I've had this discussion with you yet, but what makes the what 100 acre wood such a safe place to live? Is that where Robin Hood lives? What is that? Hold on. I'm struggling. Oh no, already! This week has not gone to plan. So it's been a practice in changing plans, I guess. No, this needs to go to the other side. Always fun when you do things that turn out to be absolutely useless at the end of the week. Oh, Winnie the Pooh! Oh. Uh, I have like an antique Winnie the Pooh book, but I never read it because it falls apart. Like literally, no, I don't think I can get it. I think it's in the third row in the back to keep it safe. Um, but something tells me that maybe Christopher made it all up. So would it be safe? Is it safe? Is that a fact? I'm not so sure. Oh, I'm not familiar enough with this. My little sister was a huge fan of Winnie the Pooh, even though she did admit uh, uh, in her 20s that the Winnie the Pooh that she had. You know, in The Sims, you can have these huge um, teddies that are like twice as big as the kids. Yeah, she had a Winnie the Pooh that was that size, and she admitted that she loved him, except at night. At night, he terrified her. So she had this huge Winnie the Pooh. He was at least 1 meter 50. Um, it's a lovely little drawing though of the forest. I think it's the people that live there is what makes it such a safe place to live. But they're all a bit unhinged. I don't know. Wait, I don't know the ending. I thought that when the story ended, when Christopher is grown, it was kind of. Am I ruining it? Am I ruining it? I didn't grow up watching liking Winnie the Pooh, so I don't know. All I know is that I thought I saw something about Christopher kind of all made it up in his head. My answer would be that Eddiewood is safe because there's no people. The animals, though, yes. Hello, hello. I thought we just played for 15 minutes. Winston, I see you. Don't do that. Please don't ruin the plans of today. Please be a good boy. I made a terrifying discovery though. Even though Winnie is bothering to lose, I made a very disturbing discovery last night as I was going. Hello, Winston. You don't do that. I see you. You can't hide behind the flowers. Hi, Sean. How are you doing today? I know I did that on purpose because there's another football over there and you're a bit in the way. Oh, Winston. The tragic true story of Winnie the Pooh? Oh no! What do you mean there's a tragic. Oh god. Reject all the cookies. I'm not allowed to. That's so funny. Oh no. Winnie the Pooh, this is on History Collection. Winnie the Pooh and his best friend Christopher Robin are the two characters that are known, loved, known and loved all over the world. They have appeared in books, poems, cartoons, and movies, and have been translated into dozens of languages. But few people in modern times know that Christopher Robin and Pooh are both very real, and their children's story are loosely based on reality. Oh no! Oh, so I'm so sorry, bucket list. Wait, but I am going into this rabbit hole. Oh no! The true story of what went into the making of Winnie the Pooh is much darker than most people could imagine. What started out as a story of childhood innocence turned into a media machine that was out of control. Oh, this kind of feels like Bob Ross, what they did to him. This is a story of a lonely little boy who became a star, and the adults whose careers could never quite match the expectations that Winnie the Pooh placed on them. No! Really? It has a link to World War One. That doesn't surprise me. I guess it's from that time as well. I mean, if you think about it, Lord of the Rings is really, really, really sad. Even though Tolkien denied it, there's really no going around that there's a lot of World War Two in the symbolism of Lord of the Rings. So I guess the lesson we're touching upon here is that a lot of beautiful things that we love and worship are born out of a lot of sad things. There's ads in the middle of this page, though. I don't know why I can't read 2 sentences. The author of Winnie the Pooh was specialized in comedic political commentary. The Milnes, he married. There's an ad, like in the middle of that is glitching. The Milnes enjoyed having a marriage where they acted like they were still single. They each spent the time with their own friends, and they could go on dates to parties and see the newest London plays. Milne would go to the Garrow Club in London to grab a drink and spend time with his buddies until he was drafted into World War One. Sorry. Oh no! When he returned, he was traumatized by what he saw in the war. This is why I brought up Tolkien, because I am convinced that Lord of the Rings was a huge part in Tolkien's trying to make sense of the world at that point in time. When war ended in 1918, he wanted to write about his thoughts and feelings against war in general, but no one was interested in reading about it. They wanted to move on from the sadness and loss, and the public wanted more comedy, so he continued. Ad. The ad is glitching over the page. I don't know what's happening. Probably because I rejected their cookies, so they can't sell my information. Mills gave birth to their son, Christopher Robin, but they decided to call him Billy because he disagreed on a name. They had disagreed on a name. They said it was easier to... Blah, blah, child? All the information that I would like to read has been... oh. No, there it is again. There's a very annoying ad glitching here. And when I say glitching, it just kind of bleeds over the page when I scroll. Hi, Tusha. I see you. Oh, in his autobiography, Christopher wrote that his parents never decided to have family outings when the three of them spent time together. If he spent time with his parents, it was always separate. It was during one of these outings to the London Zoo with his mother that he first saw a real-life bear from Canada named Winnipeg. After that, Christopher decided to call his bear Winnie. They actually lived in the 500-acre wood, I guess. It was known as that. Oh no. Just greed. Oh, god dang it. Oh no. But he enjoyed all the events that he was taken to, little Christopher, because he was so lonely and isolated at home. That's ridiculous. That's such a famous story about this little boy and his. But it makes sense though, because he is lonely. Christopher is lonely. Oh my gosh, no. Okay, I guess it's Morbid Monday, Torture Tuesday, Weepy Wednesday. It's been an interesting week. Hi, Shorty. How are you doing? Oh, Aaron. Oh, I hope it went well. Oh, for Winnipeg, the city. Oh, that stupid ad. What is happening? Can I just read the? Yeah, man. I mean, Christopher wasn't happy. That's for sure. That's so sad. So, uh, basically, Winnie the Pooh was created out of the loneliness of a child. That is so weird that they made money from that, because that means they must have been aware. Oh, poor Christopher. Good morning, Scraticus. We're learning about, well, I'm learning about Winnie the Pooh and Christopher, and he didn't want anything to do with it. But eventually, he did end up take money from the Winnie the Pooh estate because his daughter was born with cerebral palsy. How do you pronounce that? Gone Girl wasn't that far off, I guess. But I see, as far as I know, this Christopher didn't turn into some kind of, what even was she in Gone Girl? What even was she? Oh no, internet out on the way. I'll talk to you all in a few. Okay, okay, be careful. I had worked ahead this week for YouTube, and it didn't go out. Apparently, my mic picked up some sounds that weren't supposed to be in there, and I can't edit it out. I don't know how. So I have to I do it all over again tomorrow. I guess, but I kind of wanted a day off tomorrow. Are you okay? These are very white. I'll do it like this. I pronounce it right? Okay, good. It's so sad. No! The older you get, the sadder everything gets. I swear. I made a horrifying discovery last night, as we were cozying up in bed. Me with my book. I finished Study in Drowning. You have cliffhangers and you have cliffhangers. This was just mean. This was just mean. So yes, the second book is on its way, because I nope, nope, nope. It was already in my basket, and I need to know what happens now. I hope it is just two books and I don't have to wait for another one. But because the second book of I think it's a Theory of Dreaming is the second book of A Study in Drowning. And if there's going to be a third book, that probably means that she's going to end the second book in the same way, and that will go in, that is, I will be very upset. I will do something to make myself feel better, because that's not okay. Don't do that. How do I explain? Like someone. The last sentence of the book is a question that one of the characters asks, and yeah, no, you can't do that. They stopped the book in the middle of a conversation. So, how many pages is the next book actually? So last night, we were cozying up in bed, and for the last months, it has already come to my attention that Tuz has always been clingy, and she can be very persistent when she wants to be in my lap. But last night, it just clicked. She doesn't blink. She growls when Winston walks by. Now he does tease and bully her quite a bit, but she probably deserves it because not that he is allowed to hurt her, but I think that we've made a grave mistake. I thought that she was at the bottom of the hierarchy, but it's me. It's not Toots, it's me. Then Winston, and Toots is at the top because she will always get her way. The non-blinking should have been the biggest red flag because she just does not blink. And I never realized this because I guess because I blink first, which is why it clicked. I blink first. That's why I didn't realize she doesn't blink at all. She's the boss. She's the boss. What do I do? Everything, nothing makes sense anymore. So I think we're going to use this week, the rest of the week, to recalibrate and settle into the truth of it all, which is Toulouse is the boss. Who would have thought? Eh? Toulouse. Oh, I'm not listening. And I've been a bit in shock ever since. She was so pushy. I just wanted to read the ending of the book, just peacefully, have a little bit of space, and read the ending of that book. And she sometimes you just want to curl up, right? You want to curl up with your book and your blankets and your pillows, but she had to be on top of me, so I accommodated her, and that's when I realized she's the boss. Okay, I guess a truck came by and needed it to be known. That was stupid. Hi, Loop. Deuce, Deuce is the boss. She's not a lady. She's the queen. We've all been fooled. Me, most of all. I think Winston knows it, and that's why he challenges her, because he's like, nah, I'm mad at house. But Deuce, turns out she's the smartest of us all, right? No blinking, I swear. You're the boss. It's just your cat's mind that she perceives herself as the boss. No, she's the boss because I have nothing to say. That's what I'm trying to explain. Like, if I'm sitting somewhere, like here as well, you see it happen. I'm working. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to read. No, she will get her spags, whether I like it or not. And same goes with when if I'm just sitting anywhere. If I'm sitting anywhere and she wants to be on my lap, she will. And I always thought it was just silly. Like, oh, she's just being cute. No, no, she's not. Because even if I say no, she will just sit and stare, and it looks cute on screen, I'm sure. But to have that a few inches from your face is very disturbing. It gets on your nerves really quickly. That's why I can't say no. Thus, she is the boss. I have nothing to say. I mean, I can say no, but she'll win. She'll win, and we'll both just be more exhausted for it. So, better just give in. And Winston has to deal with it. With. I mean, I'm at the bottom. He has more to say than I do as well. But that's the thing. That's the thing. You do serve your pets. I fully believe that if you choose to have pets, you have to do everything to make them happy, which is what I'm trying to do. It's just that I got fooled. I thought that Toos was a bit silly, and she is, but also she's smart. She's way too smart. We have discovered it. Oh, I should have seen her yesterday. I just wanted to read. Like, girl, can I just please have some room? Why? But I couldn't. Right, Luke, pets first. I chose to have them, so I have to make sure they're happy. So if I'm sitting to read, and I'm complaining too, it's just a bit exaggerated, but like it's not that big of a bother to accommodate her when she wants to sit on my lap. It's just that she wants to sit on my lap whenever possible. She needs to touch me, and it's adorable. I don't mind. It's just that we have to get used to the new names. I guess I need to update the stream elements thingy for Toos. It's not lady, it's queen. Queen Toulouse. All hail the queen. Oh, she looked up. I am the throne. Yeah, I'm just, a comfortable place to sit because I accommodate her. Oh shoot, we're going into a sprint. I'm going to do some damage control. Let me know what you're up to. It's just 30 minutes. We've got this. If you want to hang out in chat, that would be great too. I'm just gonna try to fix the things that I did and were pointless this week. I'll see you in 30 minutes. Good luck. last moments. Okay. Welcome back. We're taking a 10-minute break and then we're going into a power hour. I need it. I am trying to do fun things because I'm a bit upset. I got halfway through the things that I was going to publish this week when I realized that there was this huge noise intercepting everything, and it's ruined. It's ruined. I have to do it all over again, filming included. So I thought, why not work on other videos that I plan on making anyway? Because if that's done, the filming is easy, and then it's just editing. But um, so I thought, why not try to compile a top 5 for 2025 of the books that I've read? But I have a list of 12 books here, and why would I go down to 5? I love all of these, so I think I'm just gonna go for 12 books. Why not? Why not? How did it go? Hi, Mauri. How are you doing? I am okay. Who? And hello, Daniel. I am here. We were very busy trying to focus, or succeeding in my case. I did succeed. I was very deep into my conclusion for A Study in Drowning because I loved it. I loved it. Ah, there's just the smut part. It just was so unnecessary, and also just so unhinged. They to explain it shortly, they went from minus 30 to plus 300 in 0 seconds. So never mind not being a fan of smut in general, but also the way that went, and also that it just stopped and it just never came back, was so confusing. And it really feels like a mandatory thing almost, that if you write something fantasy, that there has to be some kind of spicy scene in there, because the rest of the book was quite chaste, and that was just the only moment where I went, oh, okay, this is not even funny. This is just weird. But overall, she keeps up the theme in a very impressive way, because A Study in Drowning is almost literal. It kind of touches on all ways that you can feel like you are, or that you are actually drowning. And it was fascinating how she incorporated that in the emotions of the characters. And then also the build up of that final sequence was, I didn't get it because I was reading The Memory Police alongside it. So I had trouble understanding the story, as in, there were certain details where I thought, these people are just unhinged. Why are you not leaving? Because the story borders on real and fantasy, and in conjunction with The Memory Police, that was really confusing. But then it kind of came together at the end in A Study in Drowning, and I finally understood where the balance was between real and fantasy in A Study in Drowning. And it was the imagery, that the build up, thanks to the build up, was created. Mind is blown. I love it. And then I came to the end. I was like, no way, we're not ending like this. No. With a question mid conversation. So the second book is on its way. I will not have this. This is also why, if a book is a series, I am very careful with actually reading it until it's done. Because if I have to wait, like with Outlander, it's and don't ever get me started on A Song of Ice and Fire. It's just cruel. It's cruel. Hi, Erin. If I was having a day, oh no, do you have hot chocolate? What do you, cozy blankets? Giddies. If they're not secret queens. Because I don't know if you heard that, Erin, but I realized that Toulouse is actually the master of the house. It took me an insane amount of time to realize that she is not as silly as she seems. She's actually kind of winning every fight. So we have to adjust to the new reality. My shirt. Oh, thank you. It makes me feel like a princess. And I kind of need it today. Major focus issues currently. I mean, from what I know, Scraticus, that's not that weird. But you're trying, right? You're showing up for yourself, right? Oh, 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 oh. Loud noises. Sorry. It's been days. Okay, so let's remember that keeping ourselves alive is the first job that we have. Because if you are not alive, you will also not be able to work. And if you can't work, the dominoes keep falling. So um, maybe your focus hasn't been on what you want it to be, but I'm pretty sure that taking care of yourself is gonna be better than punishing yourself for not being able to push through whatever it is that is blocking it right now. Um, I don't know if it's possible, but maybe you could just walk the line between I am just stuck and I'm gonna do what I can, and that will just have to do because you have to take care of yourself. Hi, Gart. Hey, I also got the Benjamin Franklin book you have in the back. Interesting read. It was a book club read for last month. You read it? What did you think? I enjoyed it. If you cut out the politics, I don't like politics. The Touche regime is now in full effect, or has been, but now it is noticed. Yeah, no, it's wild. I feel gaslit by my cat because she just pretends to be goofy, but now I realize, no, she's been, she's been ruling the house. She is the oldest, technically, I guess. Very shrewd. Very, very shrewd. Winston was so cute like yesterday. It was bedtime and he complains. We have a routine. I tire him out. Playtime. I hide some snacks for him, and then I say it's bedtime, and he usually pretty immediately joins. But I didn't realize that the curtain around my bed was not. I didn't leave a space for them to go through, and I guess he just didn't get it. So he jumped into the curtain, and then he was just sitting next to the bed, like, wait, what? And he didn't get it. So he tried again, and I didn't realize that because this never happened before. Even when he was a little baby tiny kitten, he would not be outside of the bed if the rest of us was in bed. Even though he was supposed to be introduced a little bit more slowly, he was just an adamant little bugger. But yesterday he failed. He failed. He jumped into the curtain, and then he was just confused and did it again. And then I opened the curtain, and he looked at me really. I think if he could, he would have cried. Poor thing. I want to get my GitHub for portfolio up to date, but I'm failing to build the kind of success failure cycles which keep me motivated. To build the kind of success failure cycles that keep me motivated. Is there a deadline? And if so, is that one you have imposed upon yourself, or is it important for some external reason? uh, Interesting in the way his life and character was. Yeah, I agree, Garrett, because his early life and the fact that he wrote articles in the name of women, especially back in those days, that's it's wild. But he was also very smart. He invented a lot of things, and I think his character is fascinating, but it's just the politics that I didn't like, so I struggled with that. But yeah, we pulled that for too late. Oh, not that close. We pulled that for our little book club. We have a book club, and I read both of the two books that we read every month. They're all viewer submissions. This is what we're reading this month. Yeah, sometimes I agree. Topi, I agree. And thank you. They're rebellious and cozy. I mean, I am in. It's a Spanish skirt, but it has Dutch sentiments, I guess. I love these. They were gifted. I what did this? What did I say? Oh yes, about habit. So even if I feel absolutely horrible, there are certain things that I do every day, like self care routine, but also to write something off my chest and to read. Those are basic blocks that are necessary to feel good, and work related things when I am working. And even if they're bad, I just still do them because the power of habit is, it, trust me, it's stupid. It can be very stupid, but it does take some time to get into them. Hello, paper, paper in a granny, paper in a granny gown. Hello, I love that name. Welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. We are going into a power hour. Um, I'm gonna allow that first. The goal of the power. I'm gonna get more coffee. The goal of the power hour is to try and practice flow. Flow state is basically just getting in the zone and being so focused that you forget about time and space and that you're a person. Um, I like to practice that by reading, but today I'm just doing regular work instead of fun work. So I will be working on some video ideas today. Let me know what you're up to, especially if you're reading a book. But I'm gonna do my very best. I'll mute myself so you can turn on your own music or just listen to the silence. Um, I'll try to keep an eye on chat, but I'm a bit scattered today, which ironically shows itself as focus in me sometimes. So my apologies if I can't be as attentive to chat, which is why it would be great if you help me out. All right, I'm going to stop rambling, get more coffee because I do need time. Good luck, and I'll see you in an hour. last moments. Go. Okay, I'm tired now. Go. Oh gosh. Well then, just a what is it called? I don't know. I've lost words. A good representation of what it's like to be me. I told you she will take no for an answer. So, uh, well then, hello everyone. How did it go? I am slowly but surely starting to realize that the hermit road trip is going to be is going to be a 10-year plan because there's so many countries. And then also all the states from America. Oh, I should have, I didn't do any research. I thought this was a fun plan. I just thought I'll just do this. I think it would be faster to actually start driving. I don't know what I started. Hello, Jerome Shreemi. How are you doing? And I also, before I forget, want to welcome a few people that came in during the power hour. Hello, Fami and Bruno and Etherwolf and the most friendliest and a golden boy. Hello, welcome. Thank you for the follow. So what we're doing. Yeah, I didn't know chat was also a place. I have to say, I'm not that far in the list of the actual countries because I'm just setting up some things for next year. Doesn't matter, but I also want to have a place to collect the Hermit Road Trip books and countries, so I can, start filling in the blanks. And maybe if I've come across a book from a certain country that is a bit specific, that I can put it to the side in case I don't get a submission for certain countries, because there's countries that I didn't know that existed. It's almost impossible, I think, for your average person that doesn't really have an interest in this to actually go over all the countries. But there's 195. Yeah. What's a good example? Like, what is Sao Tome and Principe? I butcher it. I'll admit that, but I didn't know that existed. What is Saint Vincent and the Grenadines? That sounds like a band. Which is to say, I'm already enjoying myself just having the list of countries. But it seems like that I'm going to start with. Well, Loop, you have to help me. Do we do Stephen King, where he came from, or where the story takes place? Because I think I'll have to see for every submission how I want to deal with that. I think if I try to pin it down too much, it's going to be too complicated. Sometimes I forget those days are the size of some. Well, that's the reason I realize that it's stupid. It's really stupid to do all countries in the world, but then just do a book for every country in the world, but then have only one book for the USA when technically it's a continent that has countries, except you call your country states because you also have different legislature, right? It's basically Europe, but you have different names for different things, just like you use inches instead of centimeters, but it's basically a country, all kinds of countries and all kinds of cultures in those states as well. And it didn't make sense, so I decided to do the Hermit Road Trip, all the countries in the world, at least one book from that country, either the author or the story takes place, but I prefer the author comes from that place and the story takes place in the country. And but that means that's like 245 books at the very least, and I read like 100 a year. But 2 a month are going to be book club books already. So this is a 10-year plan. I had no idea. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's just I think I feel like that's information that should have gone into the original video that I made about it. That this is not. This is never going to end. I think I did a boo-boo, but a very good one. Technically, it stays not. Well, it's just semantics in my opinion, Tylos. It's semantics. I feel like. Where is Stephen King from? What state? I'm lacking a big T on my book reading goal. What do you mean? I'm lacking big T? That's so many books, Jeremy. Which is okay. No sound. Pretty sure they're sound. Tuscan, not Tucson. Tuscan. Oh, jeez. Oh, you mean? Oh, wait, Jeremy. You meant how many I've read this year? I'm actually a little bit behind compared to last year, but that's okay. 2.5 books in 3 weeks. I need to what? Oh, hi, Barky. How are you doing? I need to finish the book which I read and 2 more to complete my year goal. I am almost there as well. I'm confused though, because the story graph says I've read. Where am I? The face she gives me as well. No, I'm busy. Maine? Stephen King from Maine? Could be. I don't know. But where was John F. Kennedy, where was that again? Can I please? I just have a little bit of work left over for today, and then I can be your chair again, your throne. Just, go away with your butt. Yeah, according to Goodreads, the story graph, I have read 98 books, but I just realized when I was setting up a few video ideas, like my favorite books of the year and my least favorite books of the year, I realized that Bright Young Women was added twice in the Goodreads. So I deleted it, and then it was out of the list completely. So I added it again, and now I'm 1 book off on Goodreads, but it is correct on the story graph, so I am confused. So it's either 98 or 97. Don't eat that. Don't. It's not edible. No, it's not. Don't do that. Don't panic. Yes, thank you. Are you angry now? What are you doing? Be careful. Don't. Okay, good. Anyway, this is ownership over. I know she's the queen. I didn't realize. I thought I was the boss, sort of, in my mind, but no. So I need to finish 2 more books. I am almost done with the Magic Mountain. Oh my god, that's gonna feel so good. Honestly, that is. It's not a struggle to read the Magic Mountain. It's just so dense. It's the densest book I've ever read, and I feel like after I finish the Magic Mountain, it's gonna feel the same as finishing something like Les Miserables, because after that, or like Tolstoy, after you finish a book like that, you feel like you can conquer the world. And it doesn't matter what kind of book you read, it's easy compared to that one book that you had to kind of struggle through. I'm not struggling through the Magic Mountain again. It's dense, and the struggle is more in like, why when I read 4 hours did I only read 2% of this? That makes no sense. I should have at least read 40%. No, it doesn't work like that. The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann. The Magic Candy Mountain, that sounds suspicious. That sounds a bit suspicious. Please start next year goal of reading at least 100 pages in a day or in a week. Why? Why, Timu? I've just done as a goal, but my year didn't let me read much. And also, one of the books which I read was not in the site. Porky, any book, any page, amazing. I'm so proud of you. And whether you reach your goal or not isn't really the point, I feel like, when you do something like this. Now, we're not talking about serious things like jobs and stuff, but when it comes to reading, that should be fun. It should be fun. And the goal is more to help you have an insight in how much time you have left in the year and what you want to accomplish. Especially, I'm not, oh, the Storygraph does it too. These websites like Goodreads and the Storygraph tell you whether you're ahead or not, and you can adjust your pace on that. But the goal shouldn't be something that brings you down if you don't reach it. It's just something to aim for. You don't lose anything if you don't reach it. In fact, you still read the books, right? I just don't like not completed stuff. That's okay. Evaluate what you did and maybe adjust your goal. Nothing wrong with that, right? I read like 20 books less than I did last year, and even though I feel like I did more, so you know, um, what is the longest book I've read and how many pages? Oh, I don't know out of my head. I wouldn't know. I'll think about it. But we're going into another focus sprint. I'm going to mute myself so you can turn on your own music or just sit in silence, whatever works for you today. Keep each other company and chat if that is what you want to do. I am going to continue with my list of all the countries and think about the decisions I've made with my life. Good luck. Last minute. Oh, don't fall! I can't reach you from here. Crazy cat. Sorry. He does this sometimes. He's a great jumper. He is a jumper, but sometimes he'll jump like just not far enough. But he knows that if he does that, I'll come to his rescue. But he's having the zoomies right now, which is a problem because he knows that I'm slower. Don't bully. Go run. Attack my leg. You can do whatever you want, but leave your sister alone. Go. Go. Here, maybe if I distract you a little bit with this thingy. How did it go? I did things. I feel like this week, I every time I do something, and I feel like I'm making progress. The second I feel like I'm making progress, it's all deleted. It's just deleted. I have to start over because something is wrong. It doesn't work the way I thought it would, but only after the um, putting in a certain information halfway through, I find out, oh, this is not going to work. So yeah, that's been my entire week, and I'm going to try and fix that in the coming few days. Hopefully, it won't be too bad. Hi, Millie. How are you doing? Winston is having a moment. But it's okay. I think it's because we're going on an adventure later today, but he has to calm down. I can't reward him when he's being a menace. Yes, you! Don't do it. Oh my gosh. Save yourself. Thank you. Save yourself. I'm going to try to ignore it. Hi, Blue. Yeah, he's... Oh, thank you, Erin. It's... Okay. Ah, that's never mind. Hello, unflown Emma. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm sorry for the chaos. It's end of stream. End of stream. Well, it's end of stream. Usually around this time, my cats start to go crazy, especially the red one, the orange one, because we have space practice today, right, Winnie? Which means I'm gonna put him in his space cat backpack, and we're going for a walk and see if he can manage in a different place from where we usually go. Right, Winnie? You can't open that. I put locks on the cabinets. I have child locks for my cat because he knows how to get into my cabinets where I hid the snacks and also some play thingies that he could kill himself with if left to his own devices. And my other cat especially, actually. If you do this, we can't go for a walk. Please behave. We can't. You already know that if you bully her, that I'll get up, and that's already really bad. um. Yes, Millie. Always, always. I am inspired by the queen of this house, Toulouse, who always has pupils that look like she had some interaction with Molly, and I aspire to be in that space as well. High on life all day, every day, right? Not like Winston. Winston is ready for war. Winston, stop it. Here, go. I swear he's just like a dog. I refrained from doing some calculations because I was planning on doing some calculations for the Hermit road trip, but it turns out that it's better if I don't. I love that it's such a big goal. That's. I mean, there's many reasons why I wanted to do the hermit road trip thing, but uh, don't get me wrong. It's actually the idea that I have some red thread to follow for the foreseeable future is actually quite comforting. I'm just worried about if some of these countries don't sound familiar, right? Um, what was one that I was like, wait, what? Kiribati? How am I gonna find a book for that? I am so angry at Stream Elements. I am so angry at Stream Elements. I don't know what's up with Stream Elements. Who owns Stream Elements? Does anyone know? Kiribati, like what? And I love that. I love that I'm now confronted with actual names of every country in the world. That it tickles my brain because Lesotho? What is that? Where is that? But I, how am I gonna find books from those countries or authors from those countries? I don't know how to go about that, which is why I need help, really. But I think that it's best if because the point of what I was setting up today wasn't just to keep track of the books that I pick for the countries. Um, which isn't something that you can see because the submission list, I check that every morning and every evening. So the chances are very low that someone can come in and mess it up because everything that has been processed in the submission sheet is locked. You can't touch that anymore. I process it and lock it. So even if you put it in there yourself, you can't touch it anymore. Um, but I want to use a separate list to actually organize, okay, these are the countries that I've had, these are the books that I've had. And also, I'm afraid that I think it's just for the best if I start trying to find books from lesser known countries, just in case I never get a submission for, for let's call it backup, for those countries. I think that's probably a good idea. Kiribati, the small island nation in the Pacific Ocean. Really, Blue? Kiribati is actually pronounced like Kiribati. Oh, okay. Oh no. I'm gonna learn so much. That makes me so happy. And Lesotho is encircled by South Africa. What the hell? Well, how do you know all these things? I am so bad at this stuff. So probably also a good thing. Oh my gosh, yeah, of course. That makes sense. That makes absolute sense. So maybe you can help me find people for books because I am a little bit worried about some countries. How would I search? I don't know. I'm relieved that most countries do sound familiar, even if I have no clue where they are. Uh, most Saint Kitts and Nevis? What is that? Saint Kitts and Nevis? Where are you? And what? That one I need to know. Oh no! Shh! Don't! Oh, it's far away. Okay. Sorry, sirens. Saint Kitts and why and? There's a few that have one and well, a country and another country, or that's how I read it at least. Puerto Rico. Oh, wait, you were thinking about the one I just search popular authors for the specific country, then search popular books of said author. I mean, I'm just afraid that there's going to be countries that are not going to be findable. Like these tiny islands. And I worry about it because those are exactly the kind of countries that I would love to give extra attention and stories and authors. I need to go get my meds. All right, all right. This is gonna be so much fun. Okay. How did it go today? I think, I mean, it's just one of those weeks. I take a step forward and I'm pushed 500 back. But that's okay. I'm learning as I go. What I don't like, what I do like, and the patience and forgiving myself mostly, um, which is also necessary at times. This page is using significant energy. Then don't. Twitch, just don't do that. Are there other fun ones that I? No, I do. I do. Hold on. No, let's not to start talking about this. But hmm, interesting, interesting. But that would be. I don't want to get into politics right now because I've had thoughts about politics way too much already this week. There's also countries that aren't sovereign states or unrecognized as a majority of UN members. Okay, well, maybe I'll mention it anyway because I just noticed I wasn't there yet with the list. I had to start over with the list. So and I don't want to talk about it. The Palestine state is in there in the list of countries on worldometers.info, which is what I was using. I honestly don't know if that was a good decision. I didn't really think about it, but I thought it sounds, you know, trustworthy. Um, which I agree with to start off. I agree with, but why? No, I shouldn't start about this. Why are we still fighting? What is this? No, I was just surprised to see it in this list because why is there fighting? It's just, I don't get it. I never got it, but I definitely was going to include that. I think there's already a submission, in fact, which was something that gave me. No, don't leave sight. What is happening? Um, I was very excited about this one. Gate of the Sun was submitted by 99 Guru Chad. The author is Elias Guri. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm so sorry if I say it wrong. A book that I'd never heard of, author I'd never heard of. So I was like, yes, that's good. That's what I want. I want authors that don't get talked about, that and stories that we don't think about. Like being confronted with a list of countries and realizing there's a lot of them that I don't even recognize is both exciting but also sad because there's so much knowledge in stories from people who are native to a country and a place of the earth. There's just so many different flavors of seeing life, and that is what I'm interested in. I want to learn and at the same time hopefully open up doors for some countries to be recognized as, you know, there's great literature coming from here as well. I wouldn't worry too much about all the official status of the countries and territories. Oh, okay. I mean, it says 195. If I were to dig into that too deeply, I would. I mean, oh, there's too many thoughts. I can't gather them. I have too many things to say. But like places that are still colonized or in possession of other countries, that is just, I don't really care about that. I want all of them. No, this is the possession of, so stop it. I want all of them. It's too much information, Marco. Hello, and I have too many thoughts that I can't all say them, because for one, there's no time, and two, it's just it would go too deep, and that's too complicated this week, at least for me to explain how my mind is dealing with them. I'm happy to see Palestine in there, just in case you were wondering. I was just surprised because I was like, wait, then why are we fighting? I say this every day. Wait, are there books? Is this a stupid question? But are there books published outside of North Korea by people from North Korea that aren't necessarily about the state of North Korea? Do you know if that makes any sense? Oh gosh. Hello, XXKXPXKP. Hello, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Um, yeah, I mean, they definitely deserve to be in there. And I do have some things on my TBR, like from Palestine already. There's one something with oranges. Can I find it? Hi. Um, yeah, I know. Don't bully your sister, please. See, she doesn't want to. Stop it. Stop it. I can't type if I hold you. Maybe if I just type in orange. It was about oranges. The land of sad oranges. I got that title through someone in chat. But as far as I see, there is no translation. And that makes me so terribly sad. Emma, he's a cutie, yes. But when I'm streaming, he's a bit of a menace. He's very jealous. He wants all the attention. Which is weird. Which is weird because why is there quotations? This makes no sense. Maybe it just doesn't get sold on Amazon. Would it be dangerous to say something about that and a book? Because Jeffrey. See, if I look it up, Amazon just gives me the Arabic edition, and there it should be translated as well. I don't get it. The whistleblower of the list, if you know what I mean. I want to be careful because reasons. If you misspell her name and you try to search for her book, you don't get any suggestions on Amazon. Normally, you get a suggestion for, like, it's close enough. Do you mean this? That book doesn't show up, which is very interesting. And I've had a few more interesting experiences in the last week or two. Please stop it. No, she doesn't want it. She doesn't want it. We all know how this ends. Give me just a little bit longer, Winston. I know. I don't know about, okay, but there's a Bruce Lee book. He was from China that is called Fighting Words. It's all about philosophical thoughts and such, no politics. Um, well, oh wait. I mean, I wouldn't mind at all if I read a story or a book that is I guess what I meant with political is well, history books are vital, and I love them. Uh, I want to make sure that the books for the Hermit Road Trip are mainly actual stories, because that's the most pleasant way to learn about new things. Um, I'm almost sad that I read There Are Rivers in the Sky, for example, because that would have been a beautiful book for the Hermit Road Trip. Because it not only is it a story, it is actually based on some historical facts and real people, but romanticized. So you get a beautiful story that teaches you about life, about history, and about how to be a better person. It's a perfect combination of things, and that is more enticing for other people to maybe pick up as well. I could read about it and talk about it, and that's already a lot for, especially for countries that are just not in the picture. But if I want to try and have other people read about these places as well, if it's too political, it's not going to be fun. No one wants that. It should be fun in some way. Um, Bruce Lee. Gnarly has submitted something in the book club from Bruce Lee. I am so sad about this. And that's, I'm never going to find that over here. I am going to go to the bookstore and see if they can order maybe certain books that are hard to get my hands on, preferable over Amazon. But uh, so here's the thing: there is a writer who was born in Czechoslovakia. I love him, Milan Kundera, who was exiled to France, who ended up self-identifying with both himself and his writing as French. What country would you qualify him as? France, Czechoslovakia, or both? Czechoslovakia. His stories aren't French. I read several of his works, and The Unbearable Lightness of Being broke my heart. Beautiful, such a good writer. I hate that I didn't get an opportunity to talk with him, because I would have loved to talk with that man. Beautiful brain, beautiful brain. Heartbreaking stories. Very good author. I would consider his stories to be from his country of origin, in this case, because I really feel like his stories take place in Eastern Europe as well, but I am not entirely sure. They might be in France, or some of them. It doesn't make any sense, actually. I would consider that as a country of origin. So yeah, that's why I think it's better to not actually make a rule about that, like only from place of origin or where the story takes place. Because you also have Victor Hugo, for example. He was exiled to England. Definitely French. Not only because his stories are in France, but French. I think I'm just going to do it case by case for every submission. And then also try to find an author / book for every state in the USA. I guess I don't want to be bored next year. What if I Google this? I keep. You wouldn't believe how many times I tried to find a copy of The Land of Sad Oranges. I look that up quite often. Yeah, exactly, Topi. In this Western-centric world, a lot of talented writers end up in the imperial core. I I felt like I was sounding too judgy, but I actually said something about that in the video, in the raw footage of the Hermit road trip video, that, you know, the world is biased to where you live, for one, but on an international level, the world is really, it's really biased towards the West. So it's no wonder that a lot of these amazing authors end up in places where the money flows, you know. Can't blame them. Um, and I can also fully understand why some of them would want to distance themselves from where they were born. Oh, I shouldn't do this right now. I'm going to pin it. I always say I like a challenge. I think I designed the perfect one. Oh, wait. The Land of Set Oranges. Why is that such a tongue twister? By Ghassan Ganafani is actually Palestinian as well? Yeah? Oh, I had no clue. Or I probably forgot. But what? They were banned as well, these books. I I originally wanted to have my hands on a physical copy or like a legit copy, but if that's completely impossible, I feel like my curiosity has now been fanned a little bit too much, and I will find a way to read Land of Sad Oranges, regardless. And maybe if I start talking about it, other people will start talking about it, and maybe we'll get back to print because it should be. Hmm. All right. I am going to go. He's calmed down. I'm going to no, I have to do the dishes first and the other things. Household crap, because otherwise it's a mess tonight. I don't want it to be a mess. Thank you so much for being here. I don't feel like I made a lot of progress aside from I'm still alive, still alive, and I am excited for everything that I'm working on right now. So that's a good thing. Even if I didn't really make progress, I learned a lot this week. And I hope you did well as well. I love you. Don't forget to drink water. Let's take a little sip before we go. Me too. I'm glad you all are as well. So I hope to see you Sunday. Look at the schedule to see what it means for you. It's going to be a regular just chatting, I think. Unless there's something major happens. I hope not. Good luck the rest of the week. Be kind. And I hope to see you very soon. Bye.